Welcome back to Halloween Horror Reviews 2023. I cannot believe that we are at the final 3 reviews of Halloween Horror Reviews 2023. This month has gone by so quickly, and knowing we're at the last couple of reviews for this year's reviews is depressing me. But you know what? Hey, I have had a great time with these year's reviews. 15 reviews throughout the past this month has been absolutely insane, which, by the way, I do want to tell you guys, I do have an announcement for that, by the way, when we get to our last review of this year's reviews, but still, nonetheless, I just want to say thank you all so much for the support for this year's reviews. I have had an absolute blast, even though 15 reviews to do was a lot, but still, it was a joyride, and thank you all so much. This particular review is for a movie that I have wanted to not only watch, but talk about ever since I was a teenager, and I have been told by many people that knowing my love for this director and knowing my love for gothic horror, that I need to check this out as soon as I possibly could. And hey, you know what? Halloween Horror Reviews 2023 was right around the corner, and it was just the right time for this. Moving on to today's review, I'm here to talk about 1999's Sleepy Hollow, directed by Tim Burton. In Sleepy Hollow, we follow Constable Ichabod Crane, portrayed by Johnny Depp, who is sent from New York to, well, Sleepy Hollow, roll credits to investigate a series of decapitations, and the culprit is the legendary Headless Horseman. Alrighty guys, so let's get into Sleepy Hollow.
Damien!
This is a movie that I have wanted to cover, let alone watch, for so long. Tim Burton is one of my favorite filmmakers of all time. I mean, Edward Scissorhands, Ed Wood. I actually quite like his Alice in Wonderland remake. I defend it more than most people would. The first time that I had ever heard of Sleepy Hollow, I think I was maybe 15, 16 years old, if I remember correctly. Every Halloween, I had always been told of how cool Sleepy Hollow is, but I never had the chance to actually watch or even check it out. At the start of this year's reviews, I had mentioned that 3 reviews of these year's reviews would be first time watches. And guess what, guys? Sleepy Hollow is the last of the 3 first time viewings. This past weekend, I sat down with my girlfriend to watch this movie, and I was so excited, she was too. Oh my god, Sleepy Hollow is so fucking cool. This is gonna definitely be a movie that ever since I saw this movie last weekend, I will most definitely be watching this film every single spooky season. There are, I would say, at least in my eyes, there are 3 particular performances in this movie that stand out easily. One of them being Michael Gambon, which, by the way, I want to say rest in peace to one of the greatest actors who ever lived. Michael Gambon plays as one of the, I guess you can say, one of the high-ranking, I guess, officials. Michael Gambon in this movie is absolutely brilliant. Ian McDiarmid flew low into my screen time I thought was also really, really good in the film. Johnny Depp is terrific in this film. I have seen a lot of Johnny Depp's performances out there, but I gotta tell you all, Johnny Depp's performance as Ichabod Crane is easily one of his best performances of his career. Johnny Depp has given many great performances, like, for example, Edward Scissorhands, Ed Wood, not to mention, I mean, you guys know I'm going to say Captain Jack Sparrow, because why wouldn't I? Something I absolutely loved about his portrayal as a cop, as a constable, was knowing when, essentially, when, let's just say, either Ian McDiarmid or Michael Gambon was trying to go to a crime scene, and Johnny Depp would say, "No, don't stand there!" And Michael Gambon would say, "Why not?" And they would say, "Because." If you see any other police drama film, especially in today's day and age, if we try and go into a crime scene and they try and say, "Wait, why do I not go into this?" And the police officer will say, "Because you're messing with the evidence." I absolutely love Johnny Depp said, "Because you can't do that." Simple as that. There are definitely moments where he definitely goes for it, absolutely, but it was just so cool to see Johnny Depp portray a character that has a much more restrained performance. There is another big star of Sleepy Hollow, and that is Tim Burton's directing. Tim Burton directed the shit out of this movie, and as far as I'm aware, and please, by the way, correct me in the comments if I am wrong about this, because I'm sure I am, I'm pretty sure this is Tim Burton's first straight up horror film. If you have seen Tim Burton's previous films before Sleepy Hollow, Tim Burton has always had those horror-like elements. Like even in Pee-wee's Big Adventure, there's the Mars scene, which scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. I would definitely say that out of all the Tim Burton films, that this is easily one of the most gothic horror films that Tim Burton has made. There are so many shots of this film combined with the cinematography of Emmanuel Lubitsky, which I'm going to get to on later on. Not only is the gothic horror aspect of this movie so well done, but this movie is absolutely perfect for Halloween viewing, just for spooky season in general. Something else in particular that I must mention is how brutal this movie is. One of my favorite shots in the entire film, and this is actually one of the opening shots, and that is where the Headless Horseman decapitates someone and the blood spray goes onto a pumpkin. When I saw this for the first time, I immediately said out loud, that was fucking awesome! The horror of this movie is spooky, it's gothic, it's cool. The movie has such a great atmosphere to it. One of the reasons why I was so excited to watch this movie the first time is knowing that this movie is shot by my favorite DP, Emmanuel Lubitsky. The third star of the show of Sleepy Hollow is easily Emmanuel Lubitsky's cinematography. His cinematography here, to say the least, is gorgeous. It's stylish. The way that Emmanuel Lubitsky lights up Sleepy Hollow, the way that he lights up the Headless Horseman, and every time I saw a white shot in this movie, I immediately thought, God, that is so cool. What Tim Burton movie would not be complete without a kick-ass score by Danny Elfman? Danny Elfman's score in this movie, badass to say the least. Especially when the Headless Horseman comes in and starts going after his victims. Oh my god, the build-up of the Headless Horseman coming in and charging after his victims. I'm just gonna play this one clip. Please roll this clip. It is so badass. Danny Elfman's musical score is so good, and if there is a way that, by the way, I can find this on a vinyl record, I need to buy this ASAP. Seriously, the score is that freaking good. One more particular thing that I must mention, and I did kind of mention earlier, but that was the brutality of Sleepy Hollow. One of my favorite shots in the entire film is in the end, spoiler by the way for those of you who haven't seen Sleepy Hollow, but I just need to talk about it because the shot is so fucking awesome. It is the shot where one of the high-ranking officials, specifically Michael Gambon's character, unfortunately, gets impaled by the Headless Horseman. Just watch this.
There's a conspiracy here, and I will seek it out.
So awesome. When I saw the shot for the first time, I immediately thought of this. Just replay the clip and you'll understand where I'm coming from.
Get over here!
Such an awesome shot.
Happy purge, you old fuck!
Do I think this is one of Tim Burton's best movies? Unfortunately not. There is one performance that stands like a sore thumb, and in my opinion, it's Christina Ricci. I think she was honestly miscast. Christina Ricci, I think, is terrific, and almost everything she does, I mean, Addams Family, not to mention The Wednesday Show, Black Snake Moan. As a matter of fact, I actually found her to be kind of melodramatic in spots. The drama is definitely gonna hit, but at the same time, I feel like that she overcooked it, especially in some spots, a little bit too much to the point where I just couldn't take her seriously. The next thing that I want to talk about here are the flashback sequences, the flashbacks to Ichabod Crane's childhood. I completely get the reason why they're here, as they're wanting to establish the reason why Ichabod Crane became a constable, a police officer. While these sequences looked absolutely incredible, again, due to Emmanuel Lubitsky's beautiful and stylish cinematography, at the same time, minus one scene, I really felt that the flashback sequences didn't really add that much to the story. Sleepy Hollow is advertised as a horror film. Are there some suspenseful scenes? Sure. But in terms of this being an actual, scary film, Sleepy Hollow just isn't really much of a scary movie really at all. So overall, while Sleepy Hollow isn't one of Tim Burton's best movies. At the same time, Sleepy Hollow is still cool as can be. The gothic atmosphere is incredible. It has beautiful cinematography, a great performance from Johnny Depp, but most of all, it is great viewing, especially for Halloween time. All in all, I'm gonna give Sleepy Hollow a 4 out of 5. If you're a big Tim Burton fan, and if you love gothic horror films, most definitely check this movie out. It's such a cool movie. So comment down below and let me know. Have you guys seen Sleepy Hollow? What did you think of Sleepy Hollow? Let me know below. If you guys want to follow me on social media, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'm also on Twitch. So if you guys want to follow me on all those social media platforms, all the links and the username are in the description below. I hope you enjoyed my review of Sleepy Hollow. If so, please hit that like button, also subscribe, and don't forget that notification bell for when my next review goes live. If you guys want to see my previous 2 reviews, please click it right there or right there. And of course, until my next review of Halloween Horror Movies 2023, I will see you all next time.